Hello and welcome to Wednesday Live with Evie. And Wednesday Lives each week I share a topic that relates to productivity. So welcome. Say hi in the comments whether you're watching live or watching the recording so I know that you were here. And today is number 51, and that means that there's a nice bit of history for you to go back and check out to see what other topics might interest you if you head over to the One Insight Closer Facebook page and look at the video section. So today's topic is all about how to gain laser focus and cut out distractions. So I'm going to be sharing my top three tips and maybe a bonus tip around how to do that, around how to cut out those distractions and how to stay focused. So again, say hi in the comments and let me know if there's anything in particular that you do to stay focused or minimize distractions. I'd love to know what you do. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Evie Burke, and I work with entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs specifically, and I help them take their productivity to a new level. So at the end of the day, they don't have to worry about, oh, what didn't get done today, or oh, what do I need to be doing tomorrow? But instead, they can just be fully present and just with and enjoy the company of the people that they spend their off hours with. So again, today's topic is how to gain laser focus and cut out distraction. And I want to share a scenario with you that might be familiar. So you're at your desk, your trusty to-do list at your side, and suddenly you find yourself wondering, how did I just end up scrolling through this Facebook group for the last however many minutes? Or how did I end up at this website? And what was it that I actually wanted to be working on anyway? What was that? So here's my top 3 ways to avoid that scenario. So the first one is, I'm going to make you guess. So some of you who have heard me speak have heard this before, but I want you to think about this and let me know what you think this is. And so this is a quote from the APA, the American Psychological Association, I believe is what it is. And it says, and I quote, "Many people are surprised to learn that researchers have discovered a single treatment that improves memory, increases people's ability to concentrate, strengthens the immune system, and decreases people's risks of being in accidents." Sound too good to be true? It gets even better. The treatment is completely free, even for people who have no health insurance, and it also has no side effects. Finally, most people consider this treatment highly enjoyable. Would you try it? So I'm guessing the answer here is yes, but I'm wondering, what do you think it is? So I've shared this in the past when I've been doing presentations, and I've got answers that range everywhere from meditation to lots of other things. So the answer here, though, as it continues, is, so the question was, would you try it? And the quote continues, "You probably should. For most people, this treatment would consist of getting an extra 60 to 90 minutes of sleep each night." Sorry, I just want to make sure that... All right. Sorry, that's my phone dinging. I wanted to make sure there was somebody not having a problem. So anyways, for most people, this treatment would consist of getting an extra 60 to 90 minutes of sleep each night, and both psychologists and psychiatrists have been arguing for years that one of the most significant and overlooked public health problems in the US is that many American adults are chronically sleep deprived. That is, very few Americans regularly obtain the 8 or more hours of sleep that almost all adults need each night. The consequences of this chronic sleep deprivation can be truly disastrous. Laboratory experiments on the effects of sleep deprivation have shown that failing to get enough sleep dramatically impairs memory and concentration while increasing levels of stress hormones and disrupting the body's normal metabolism. All right, so just to highlight this article, if you get more sleep, it improves your ability to concentrate, it strengthens your immune system, and it just, improves your memory and concentration. And isn't that what focus is? Is it being able to remember what you're doing and be concentrated on it, like be able to concentrate on the things that you're doing. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. I know for me, if I find myself procrastinating a lot or just not having the focus that I know I'm capable of, I'll take a look at how my sleep has been the last few days and see if there's an adjustment that needed to be made. So if you are having problems focusing or being distracted, you might need more sleep. And I'm going to include this link here in the comments so you guys have it. And, excuse me, there will also be the link to where this came from. I'm not going to worry about the punctuation. I kind of fixed it. Fabulous. Hey, Rochelle. So I see Rochelle has joined us, so hello. Make sure there's not another comment somewhere hiding. Nope. Fabulous. All right, so question or tip number 2. So in this scenario I shared, you have your trusty to-do list by your side. So my question here is, do you have a to-do list sitting there? Or are you trying to remember it all and just keep it in your head? So that's tip number 2, is have a to-do list. And why should you have a to-do list? So as David Allen says, and he wrote the book, Getting Things Done, he said your brain is for having ideas, not holding them. And he's absolutely, totally right. So having a to-do list means that you don't have to remember what needs to be done. You have it all written down already. And it also means that as you finish up one task, you don't have to try to remember all of the things that you needed to do in order to pick out the one that's actually the most important, because you've already decided that. I need to silence my phone apparently. There we go. So because you've already decided what your top priorities are, you've already made those decisions, you've thought of what are all the things that I need to be doing right now. So have the to-do list, so you've already made those decisions, you don't have to think about them again. And another reason to have a to-do list is your brain can only hold about 7 pieces of information at once. So in David Rock's book, Your Brain at Work, and it looks like this. It's a really great book, all about how your brain works. But in this book, he describes as your brain kind of as a theater, and there can only be so many things on the stage at once. So you can only really have your attention on so many things at one time. So if you're trying to remember absolutely everything that you need to do so that you can decide what the next thing is, you're bound to forget something. So it's really good to have a to-do list that has all of those things captured. So as you're planning your day, you can go through and you can look at, okay, what is it that needs to be done today? So there's, like I said, lots of ways or lots of things that could be floating around in your mind at any one time, but only so many things can have the stage at once. And there might be things out in the wings waiting to come on or backstage, but you're not able to see them, right? The audience can't see them and focus on them until they're actually on stage. And that's kind of the way your brain works there. So if you don't have a to-do list, get yourself one. And just to pair up with that, if you have a to-do list but you still have problems focusing on it, there's little things you can do, like the Pomodoro technique. And that's just where you take 25 minutes to just laser focus on, these are the things I'm going to get done over the next 25 minutes. And that might be one particular thing. It might be a few smaller things that you say, this is all I'm working on for the next 25 minutes. And you focus on those things, and that's all you do. Set a timer, and then when the timer goes off, you leave them alone for a little bit. You take a break. So with the Pomodoro technique, it's 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Some people like to play with that and do what works for them. I've seen one that was like 47 minutes on and 7 minutes off because somebody had looked at how they work and just decided that was the best way that it works for them. I've seen other people do 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Do whatever works for you. Play with it a little bit. And that way, you're telling your brain, all you have to do is be focused and get these things done for the next 25 minutes, and then you'll get a break. So, that brings us to tip number 3, and that is minimize distractions. So the question to ask yourself here is, what is most likely to distract yourself during the day, and what are the ways that you can minimize those things? So like for me, my phone was going off. Normally I don't get too many text messages during the day, and I didn't happen to silence my phone, and I probably should have. So that's one of the things you can think about is your phone dinging at you all day? Do you need to silence it? Do you need to turn off the notifications from social media? And if you still find yourself checking your phone because it's not dinging and you're wondering if anything happened, you might need to move your phone into another room so that it's not distracting you. There was a study done, I don't know all of the details of it, but they tested people's ability to concentrate on any task 3 different ways. One was with the phone next to them, flipped so that you couldn't see the screen. One was in a bag or a backpack that was behind them. And then the other one was the phone was in a different room. And they found that the farther the phone moved away from the person, the better that person was able to concentrate on the task at hand. So the person who was able to concentrate the most, the phone was in another room. So if you're having a lot of problems with being distracted by your phone, you might need to move your phone to a different room, your cell phone anyway. So if you're on your computer and you find yourself distracted by social media or email alerts or anything like that, you just might need to close those tabs down and give yourself a designated time where you check those. So maybe you check your social media at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. or maybe you check it at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Whatever it is for you, like you give yourself designated times where this is where I check my social media in my email, and then you keep them closed the rest of the time so you're not sidetracked with, oh, what are all these messages that I have? Or what are the things going on in Facebook? What are the things I've received notifications about? You're not looking at them, and hopefully they're staying kind of out of your mind. So another thing you can do, I know some people have businesses where you need to be available. You need to be available on the phone for whatever phone calls come in. And if you're not, it can cause problems. However, most of you, if you're with a client, you will not answer your phones, right? If you're at a networking event, you're not going to answer your phones. If you are driving, you might not spend a lot of time, hopefully, looking at your phone. So there are times in your business, in your life, in your day, where you're not looking at your phone. So can you carve out a half hour or an hour would be better or more, of time where this is time you don't look at your phone? This is the time where you get the work that needs the most focus done, and make it the same time every day. And slowly people who might reach out to you a lot will notice, oh, you know what, she's not available between 9 and 10 a.m. And if you need to, make it a standing appointment on your calendar that this is the time where you get those things that you need a lot of focus for done. I know it can be really hard when you're used to needing to be at the beck and call of a telephone, but especially if you are, if you work in an organization or a business where there's other people who can answer the phone, then they can let you know if it's anything that needs to be taken care of right away. You can leave them with instructions that, hey, I'm not going to answer my phone between these times, so, if it rings, can you pick it up and give me the messages or come and interrupt me if it's actually something that needs to be handled right away. Or if you're a business where you don't have that, make sure that your voicemail is set up correctly. Make sure that you're telling people exactly how to get a hold of you, and that you're checking the voicemails or the text messages. Feel free if you have, if somebody's leaving you a voicemail and you like text better, let them know, hey, thank you for calling. I will probably see your text first, so feel free to text me at this number, whatever it is that works for you, however supports you. And now the bonus tip. The bonus tip, it kind of goes with the Pomodoro technique, and that is to take regular breaks. Breaks are so important because they do two things for us. They allow our brains to get a little bit of a breather because you're not sitting, okay, what is it that I have to do? You don't need to be laser focused on something. You get to go and do something else for a little bit, and you're getting up from your desk and you're doing something else. So you get a little bit of exercise, even if it's just to stand up and a stretch and a walk around. So take a break, regular breaks, go and get some water, go to the bathroom, play with your dog or your cat for 5 or 10 minutes, take the dog for a quick walk, or even just take yourself for a quick walk, around the block or down the cul-de-sac, wherever it is, however it is for you. And just give your brain and your body something else to do and somewhere else to be for a little bit. So get up and leave your office or leave your desk and go and do something else just for a little bit. It's so important to have those breaks because we're not built to sit at a desk and be completely focused on a computer or on a piece of paper for, a solid 4 hours or a solid 8 hours, right? We need breaks to keep ourselves sane. So, 4 questions to ask yourself to keep yourself focused, and cut those distractions out. And those questions are, am I getting enough sleep? Do I have a to-do list? What can I do to minimize my distractions? And what will my breaks look like today? So think about those 4 questions. Let me actually post those in the comments there for you. And let me know, what do you do to stay focused and cut out distractions? So share your tips and tricks, the things that maybe I didn't mention that work super well for you. And let me know any questions or comments you have. I'd love to hear those. So the last thing here is, if you liked this topic and you want to have a little feedback into what the topics are going forward, I'm going to start posting more into the Facebook group, Productivity for Women Entrepreneurs, asking what it is that you want to see in these Facebook Lives. And it's not just, hey, give me a topic. I'm going to share, hey, these are 3 potential topics that I can cover in this week's Wednesday Live with Evie, or in the next week's topic. It depends on what day I post them, right? If I post them on Friday, it's for next week. If I post them on Monday, it's this week. So I'm going to be posting those there, and you can choose the one that works for you, or if you have a topic that you want to see covered, you can suggest those there. And then whichever one gets the most votes, so to speak, or comments, then that's the one that we will cover. And that's how this topic came to be. I posted 3 topics, and most people selected this topic. So if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, Productivity for Women Entrepreneurs, then join us. Make sure you answer the questions so that I know that you're a real person. But I invite you to join us over there. And if you're already a member, look for those questions and comment and let me know what it is that you'd like to see for the topics. So, don't think I've missed any other comments. It was nice to see you in quotes, Rochelle. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And for everybody else who's watching the recording, have a fabulous day. Head over to the Facebook group and join us if you're not already there. And until next week, much love. Bye.